everybody? I'm Blake Miano. I'm here with Light Zone Media. For all you new people tuning in, let me tell you a little bit about the company. The company is a multimedia company that is ran by Tanner Bryant, which is one of my best friends. And the company, in an essence, is trying to dip its hands into as much of the media realm as it possibly can. We have Jen Kern, which is our wardrobe specialist. She is the person that the models go to. She dresses them, everything like that. We do modeling, we do camera photography, music videos. Hopefully here in the future we'll be doing music production. But I'm here today for a little bit of story time. But I got some things I want to talk about first before we actually get to the story. But believe me, the story is worth the wait, I promise. But something I want to talk about, Obama's been trying to do it for 8 years. This thing he supposedly calls change, which I really haven't seen anything of it. But honestly, this right here has done more change in the last 2 weeks that he has done in the whole 8 years he's in office. He's been in office. But this is not a political debate. This is not a Pokemon Go podcast. But if you would like a Pokemon Go podcast, or of any other subject you would like, leave your comment below and we'll work it out. But on the other subject of Pokemon Go, I have a horrible tragedy that has stricken my friends. Okay? I would like to have a moment of silence for my friend Tanner Bryant. His iPhone will not load Pokemon Go, and it is very depressing. So, moment of silence, please. Hold on. Sucks to be him, totally, because Pokemon Go is actually a lot of fun, but different day, different time, totally. But, so, change. Change, I believe, to me, change is an internal thing. You can only change from within. You have to go out and you have to do something to make change. Like a lot of people I see on my Facebook walls and stuff like that, oh, I wish I had this, I wish I had that, all this. That's all internal personal change, people. Get out, go do stuff. Do things that help you change and better in your life. If it's a marriage problem, a lifestyle problem, self-esteem, confidence, if any of those things are your problems, do what you have to do to change those things. Like me, myself personally, I was 220 pounds. I had very little self-esteem, very little confidence. I sit before you today at almost 179 pounds. So, you know what I mean? I made a personal change in my life, in my lifestyle, that has helped me out in the long run. So, people, get out, use Pokemon Go. I don't care if that's your exercise and you're go socialize, then go do it. Team Valor, though. Team Valor all the way for all you haters. But to the story now. So this story takes place in Fort Drum, New York. I'm an Army vet. I was stationed in Fort Drum, New York, and I had two buddies of mine. One was celebrating a birthday of 19 years old. And we got the bright idea that we would go to Canada because we have gathered the information that the legal drinking age in Canada is 19 years old. Now kids, if you're going to go to Canada and drink because you're 19 years old, drink responsibly. Don't go acting a fool and get put in Canadian jail. I've never been there. It can't be fun. But be responsible. And for anybody that thinks you can only get into Canada with a passport, you're wrong. All you need is 2 forms of ID and a birth certificate, and you can go right into Canada. But I will tell you this, get ready for the people at the border to whine and complain, because they have to actually do manual labor and type all that in. With a passport, all they have to do is scan it. So, we all had our IDs, we had our birth certificates, so we borrow a buddy's car. Now let me tell you this, Fort Drum, New York is 30 minutes from the Canadian border. Now this town called Kingston, Canada is another 30 minutes from the border. So it's an hour drive from Fort Drum, New York. So we get in the car, we drive to the border. The border was a hassle because we had birth certificates and IDs, not passports. So the ladies, I'm like, well, this is what we have, you're going to take it. So she does all types it all in, whatever. Probably got arthritis, whatever. So we go on, and we get into Kingston, Canada. It's late at night. Our first worry that we come into is currency difference, because up in Canada they have loonies and toonies. I know, very mature, right? So loonies and toonies, and they have $5. Some of their dollars are in coins, so be ready for that. That was a big throw off. I was not ready for that at all. So we get the currency, we go to the clubs. So everybody's nice, we're having a good time. Like, we run into some people from the Canadian Army, and we didn't have to buy another drink the rest of the night. But the first downfall, my buddy, I don't know why he did this, and I'm not dropping names because I don't have permission to do that. So no name dropping, it's going to be friend 1 and friend 2. So friend 1 decides he's going to take the bartender's tips off the bar and buy his drinks with them. So he's robbing the bartender. Now, everybody, if you're going out tonight or any night, tip your bartenders, tip your waitresses, and don't steal from them. That's no bueno. All right, that's no. So he gets kicked out, and me and friend 2, we don't even care. We're just like, whatever. So we go back to what we're doing, dancing, having a good old time, and we decide we get a little worried. So we get a little worried. We're like, all right, let's go check out our friends, see how he's doing. So we go out there. We're walking around. We can't find him nowhere. So finally, I get a phone call from him. He's totally drunk. I can barely understand what he's saying, but the only thing I got out of the conversation was, hey man, I just walked through somebody's yard. I just fell in somebody's yard. I don't know where I'm at. So I'm like, all right, walk to the first street sign you see and tell me what street you're at. So at least we can find the general area of where he is. So he's like, he's telling us or whatever, and for some reason I can hear him on the phone, and I can hear him outside of the phone, like in like real life. And so I put the phone down and I look down the street, and sure enough, there he is, and the only thing holding him from the ground is the street sign he's looking at. So he's completely annihilated, only being held up by this pole. So we grab our buddy. We had to buddy carry him. Like, I'm talking me and friend 2 are like buddy carrying him back to the car. Now, people, don't drink and drive, all right? Make sure you have somewhere to stay. I don't care if you sleep in your car overnight. At least you're not drinking and driving. At least you're stationary. You know what I mean? You're not going anywhere. So my buddy passed out in the car. I passed out on a park bench in front of the car. Don't know how I got there, but that's a question that'll never be answered. But, so, I wake up in the morning to the sunlight hitting my face, and I wake up, and I turn to my left, and let me paint the picture for you. So, there's a lake, an enormous lake with boats on it, and people on the boats. And I look over, and my buddy has his pants and his underwear all the way down to his ankles, facing this lake full of boats and civilians. Like, and he's just trying to find a PG-13 way of saying this, but he's tugging it. Like, he's going to town. And I'm just waking up to this, so I don't even know if this is real or not. So I'm like, take a second glance, I'm like, whoa, what? And I'm like, dude, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm trying to beat it, man. And I'm like, dude, pull your pants up. You're going to go to jail for public indecency. So we finally get his pants up. The other 2 are they're still intoxicated the next morning. I was the only one good enough to drive. So I drove the car back to Fort Drum, turned the car into our buddy, and you should have seen the phone bill my buddy had. He had like an $800 phone bill because he was calling and video chatting girls from back in Oklahoma while he was in Canada. But I mean, it's definitely a story for that. I'll definitely tell my kids this story, and I hope they tell their kids this story, and I hope the story is still going around when I'm dead, because I think it is hilarious, and it's just, oh my God, it's like a hangover moment almost. But like I said, if you're going to Canada and you're 19 or you can be 21, don't matter. Drink responsibly. Don't almost get in trouble for public indecency like my buddy did. Don't do that. You know, be responsible. Don't drink and drive. You know, all the rights. Don't do the wrongs. Alright? And you'll have fun. No problems, questions asked. But, like I said, if you have any other ideas, anything else you want us to talk about, leave a comment down there below. Light Zone Media has its own Facebook page. The Facebook page, you can go and like it. It has links to the website. You can also check the YouTube channel. There's always videos being put up there from everybody on Light Zone Media. So, I hope all you have a great night, great day. Be safe. And just remember, change is only within. Have a good one.